This is a reading for Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. So, this is very interesting. It's not really what I expected. I think a lot of people think of Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson's relationship as like being just perfect because they've been together for so long and it's so unusual for them to be together for so long in Hollywood. I just think that people put it on a pedestal. At least that's what I always did. But it's very interesting. Basically, they are codependent on each other. And it probably has to do with the fact that they've been together for so long. So they probably need each other very much. And there is a lot of passion between them. So they do love each other. They probably actually have a very good sex life, and it's probably pretty passionate sex life, and that may have to do with the codependency. So there may be codependency on each other for the passion for each other, which is great. It's not bad at all. But what's interesting is that what I see is that there probably is a lot of like getting in fights and making up. And I'm not saying like it's a bad fight or something like that. It's just like a nitpicky fight or something like that, where it's like, you've been together with someone that long, there's bound to be things that annoy you about that person, right? So I think that that's what happens. And like, so when they get into sort of like a tiff or whatever you want to call it, they like retreat from each other, and then they realize that they need each other and that they want to make the effort for each other and they want to keep an open mind about each other and give the relationship a chance. Like, they don't want it to end, and they need each other and they want each other. So they make up. So they'll like get into a little tiff. They'll retreat from each other. They want to keep it together because they need each other and they want each other, and so they make up. And I feel like this happens like quite a bit. Like it's almost gotten to be sort of a pattern or a regular occurrence, I guess. And I do get the feeling that they probably spend quite a bit of time apart from each other, like just because of work and things like that. So it is sort of like you're going away to work, and there's a conscious effort to want to keep it alive, right? And they need each other and want each other, so they're always working on it to keep it alive. And one way that they do that is they're very playful with each other. So they definitely like keep it spicy by like keeping it like spicy and interesting by keeping it playful and like youthful. So like I would say that they probably when they get into these situations where they're either away from each other for a long period of time or they have some sort of fight or something and then they come back to each other, like the way that they get it back on track and they put in the effort is they put it into something that is quote unquote youthful, which what I would equate that to is like they probably still date each other. Like they probably still go on dates and they, act like they're still getting to know each other. And that's how they bring it back, and that's how they fall back in love when after they've had some sort of issue, and that's how they they keep the need and the passion alive. So, I mean, it's not entirely healthy, but it's not entirely terrible, because, I mean, at least they're working on it to keep it together, where maybe some people, like, would just be over it and, like, not want to try to make it work again. But yeah, I don't see a breakup. I just see that this will continue. They've got it down. They've got it down to like an art at this point. So yeah, that's Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. Hollywood's, like, I don't know, maybe longest running couple. All right, thank you for listening.